Look, I'm past the point of getting overly excited about Kagurabachi. It went from this series being like ridiculously good and intriguing to the point where now there is so many questions that it's starting to make me lose my mind a bit, I think. I think I'm like, the cogs aren't turning like they used to. It's addled my brain. I don't know, like we're somehow given even more questions than answers, even though we've been given answers. This series is just gonna be the death of me, I swear to God. Anyway, chapter begins. First panel, Azami's messed up hands, and then we cut back to Ikuto bursting through the floor with hella aura. Yeah, I'm sure that Azami panel is it's great news, right? Foreshadowing something good, clearly, obviously. Anyway, yeah, Ikuto's got aura, but Lucas, he's been stabbed through the chest, doesn't matter, he's on smoke. Pulls out a knife, immediately almost speed blitzes Ikuto, but his schizophrenic kinetic sand stops him. They then glaze how fast Lucas is and stab him another 6 times through the chest and sever his hand. Right, that's definitely finished him off, right? Like, how are you walking away from that? He's nearly been cut in half and he hasn't got a hand. Nope, wait, he's still on smoke because he grabs the knife out of his severed hand, goes in for another attack, dodges out the way, and then instantly heals all of his wounds. And this is, not only is the artwork for this moment beautiful, like him healing back his hand is amazing, but it's like no trouble to him at all. He's just healing everything back, like it looks like RCT. This is some Hikari level stuff, it just all comes back. Guy's immortal. Like, he just can't die. I don't know why, he can't. Alright, and that means that he is the perfect vessel for this stuff, because as you know, when you become a vessel for the spirit energy in order to do barrier warrior things, you need to go through this process that basically makes you lose a load of organs and go through some excruciating pain, but it seems like Yura has once again brainwashed another child into just experiencing terrible things and getting used to violence and pain, which is very tragic. But yeah, he is the perfect candidate for this power because he can't die. He can just heal back his organs. Like, he's unkillable, which is why he was so important to Yura in this plan, but also why he was allowed to go off and do his own things, because never once did it cross anyone's mind that this kid could die, because he just can't. He's immortal. It's like, it's ridiculous. But he then says, you know, if Yura says I'm the strongest, even if it isn't objectively true, if he needs me to be the strongest, like, I'll be the strongest. So he has locked in and decided, because Yura said so, and because he glazes and idolizes Yura so much, he is going to be the strongest Hishaku. I'm not gonna lie, he doesn't disappoint, because even though he doesn't actually mount any kind of counter offense at all, he takes a beating in this chapter, and just everyone there kind of realizes, we don't know what we're gonna do about this kid. Because Akuri transports Kiri behind him with a big sword. She slices straight through his body, and before the sword even reaches halfway through his chest, he's already healed the entry wounds. This is some Hikari level reverse curse technique stuff we're seeing right now. Kiri is fast, and she is swinging that sword straight through him. But before it can even get to the middle, he's already healed the wounds it's created. That is some Gojo Malevolent Shrine level stuff right there. It's ridiculous. Hakuri then actually gets involved himself, which is amazing because I love seeing Hakuri action. He does this incredibly smart move where he summons a sword in front of him and then ISOs the sword in a shockwave, fires it over to Kiri, who then uses it to decapitate Lucas Eren Yeager style. Wow. Right, that is how you deal with regeneration users. A clean decapitation, right? Because that always works. Yeah, well, at least that's what I thought was going to happen. What I wasn't expecting is for Lucas's body to grab his severed head and remain fully conscious and not even phased by what's just happened. What? His head is then just like in his hand. The panel is so amazing, but his head is just being held by his body, talking to everyone in his nonchalant aura farming way. We called this kid a fraud, and now he has the audacity to aura farm on us by just having his head severed and carrying it around like a fucking football. Anyway, he glazes Yura a bit more, confirms that he is the strongest simply because Yura said so, and then something ridiculous happens, like genuinely crazy. Ikuto just glances to the side and he sees someone standing in the doorway. But it's not the someone that makes him terrified, it's what the someone has in their hand that made Ikuto literally shit his pants on the spot, grab Kiri and Hakuri and hide them behind a giant wall of kinetic sand. This Ikuto guy was on smoke immediately and he's just seen something that made him call for an immediate retreat with no hesitation. What the fuck? I'll tell you what it is, and it's not a good sign. It's Magatsumi Yura, having no diffed and snuck the 3 elite sorcerers in the entrance, standing there, holding Azami's mangled, severed arm. Which means that Azami, Hokuto's on his side, which means Azami, Natsuki, and Uraha have been off-screened. Another off-screen Azami fight. Thanks, Hokuto. I'll give my complaints about that in a second, but yeah, after all of Azami's shit talk last chapter, Yura's off-screened him, ripped off his arm, taken it in here as nothing more than a trophy. He just wanted to flex. Obviously, Ikuto knows how busted Azami is because Azami was his captain. So as soon as he saw the arm in Yura's hand, he went, shit, we're so fucked. He literally said, I saw the hand. I saw him carrying Azami's hand. If he's beaten him, we just need to hide. So he just runs and hides. It's awesome. And then we see Lucas, or actually we get a name for him now. We see Yuki Sada, very excited and kind of happy and glad to see Yura. And again, Yuki Sada's expression only really softens when he's talking to Yura because he genuinely idolizes him. I mean, he's modeled his appearance, like his own appearance off Yura. And he gets praised by Yura. And he looks very happy about that. So I'm very interested to see how this very twisted and weird relationship came to be. I suspect it has something to do with Yura manipulating, brainwashing, and raising more broken children, which is very tragic, and even more reason for us to hate Yura. And we then get a very nice panel of him holding what is definitely Azami's mangled arm. God damn it, Hokuzono. Yura does actually go to try and finish off the three hiding behind the wall, but he realizes that's going to be a waste of time and he's got places to be. So he leaves, leaving a trail of Magatsumi flowers everywhere. And what I did not expect when I turned the page to the final 2 pages was to just see him reach the basement. Yep, he just waltzes straight down there, off screens everybody working there, and literally places himself right on top of the stone ceiling above where the Sword Saint is being held, and we see the Sword Saint ready for Yura's arrival. So next chapter, it does seem like he's going to break through, and we're going to finally see these two meet. We might get a flashback. They might have a conversation. They might fight. Yura might kill the Sword Saint. So many things could happen. This is what I mean by the series is driving me insane because there's so many possibilities and I just cannot for the life of me figure out which one we're going to do. I need to find out now. Please can next week come sooner? I need to invent a time machine. I'm losing my mind. This series is so good. I don't know what's going to happen. I did not think in this chapter Yura was going to make it down to the basement. I thought Azami was going to mess him up. But no, he off-screened Azami. He off-screened the off-screening guy. And Lucas can't die, so we can't even get Chihiro and Samura and Hiyuki and Shiba in here. What do we do? Are we just going to lose? Is that it? Is this like the Sukuna raid? Sukuna's going to win theories all over again? Do we just lose? Is the story just going to end? Is that it? Amazing chapter. Beautiful artwork. Shocking. So many questions. Lucas's healing thing is so interesting. Is he a Kiyanagi? Is he related to Char? Are they from the island? How do him and Yura know each other? What's Yura gonna say to the Swordmaster? Are they gonna fight? How is the Swordmaster gonna fight? Too many questions. Like, is Azami alive? Probably. Samura can heal his arm. That's not gonna be a problem. But the point is, Yura beat him, alright? Which isn't surprising, because he's got Magatsumi. But I have to say, Hokuzono, we're milking the off-screen thing just a little bit. I appreciated the impact of Ikuto seeing the hand in Yura's hand. I think that's fine. I think him being beaten is fine. But we have all this build-up, like the Hokuto Azami fight is off-screen. Azami set up early in the manga and then we don't really see him for a very long time. I wanted some kind of Azami payoff, and sure, it's probably going to come in the future, but I do feel like we're milking the off-screen thing just a little bit too much now, alright? If we're going to set characters like Azami, Shiba, and Hiyuki up early on, I want to see them do something. Add some, like, I don't want it to be a One Piece situation where they're introduced, set up, and then don't do anything at all until the final moment. I don't only want one big final moment for these characters. I want to see them actually be involved. I am going to blame Shonen Jump and not Hokuzono though, because I do think the reason why the Azami Yura fight wasn't a longer ordeal, an on-screen ideal, is because of, you know, how pressured he was with the color pages and a lot of the work he's been placed under. So it's not his fault, but I am kind of a bit like impatient with the whole off-screen gimmick. I think we're milking it a little bit. That's my only complaint. Amazing chapter, so many questions. And with the next chapter being chapter 100, I think we're about to get a bombshell. I think this is when the bombshell hits. Like, whatever, we might go into like a fully fledged Seiti War or like Sword Saint or Yura flashback. We might just get more information in a conversation, or they might just fight and surprise everyone by like one killing the other. Who knows? Oh, and also it's most likely Hokuto's job to now go retrieve Magatsumi, which is what he meant when he said he'll get to work. But the highlight of the chapter for me is seeing Lucas just heal his wounds, get decapitated, and then hold his head like it's nothing. He's kind of got that air of like he doesn't even consider it a possibility for him to lose here, which I don't blame him because he is pretty much immortal. The artwork is dope, but yeah, Lucas or Yuki Sada was the highlight for me, but just the Yura plot twist at the end with him reaching the basement is absolute cinema. I don't know what to tell you, alright? Just the only downside is the off-screening gimmick. That's it, but that's pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. Let me know what you think of the chapter. Like, subscribe, and oh dear God, please tune in next week, because next week I can feel it. It's gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.